Good afternoon, everybody. This is Dan with Senior Ministry E-Bike Nation. Finally quit raining here this afternoon, so I'm going to try to get out and do a 20 to 30 mile ride here. So I'm again going to be taking my Cyrusher Kommoda, which is my 20-inch fat tire bike. I call it the Beast, and it's a really good bike. So I will see you on the trail. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Dan with Senior Ministry E-Bike Nation. Decided to get out this afternoon, do a little ride. It's kind of misty, rainy out here, but I got rain gear on, so I'm dressed for it. We'll be going up to the food blessing box and drop a few things off, and then we'll probably go 20 miles today. With the inclement weather, I don't think I'm going to do the full 30 today, but I will do 20 miles. It's probably 45 degrees out here. A slight breeze, which isn't bad. But as I mentioned, if you dress for it, you're not cold at all. I've got thermal bike pants on my jeans are on top of those. I've got a heavy sweatshirt with a hood, with another orange thermal bike coat, and of course my rain jacket's over that. People probably see me out here and think I'm crazy, which they're probably right. But I'll be riding my bike all winter long. It doesn't matter how cold it gets. Now, if it's pouring down rain and there's ice on the trail, I won't be out. I will still be doing videos, but we'll be doing bike videos about maintenance and some other things on the bike. So if you see some of these videos are basically how to take off a chain or change a tire or anything like that, we can go over that. But it's not a bad day to ride. I believe this is Thursday. I think I'm retired now, so I forget what day it is. And hopefully by the end of the day, I'm going to reach 1,000 subscribers, which is a milestone for me, because that's when you can get monetized on your channel, which I really don't care about that anyway. But it's been a achievement for me. Been a goal that I set. See how long it takes to get to 1,000 subscribers, and it really only took me about a month. I started out with very few, and then one of my videos had 102,000 views, and obviously that spiked up a lot of subscribership right there. So as I mentioned, that was kind of a milestone for me. Went yesterday and got our fourth jab, you may call it. So we're all up to date on those. I know a lot of people out there did not get the jab. My son did not. And he wound up getting COVID pretty bad, but he got through it okay. But tried talking me into getting it, but he wouldn't. But I fully respect those people who did not. That's a personal choice. Stock market really went down again today. I say it's down another 600 or 700 points last time I looked. The Fed's raised, I think, the rates by another 0.5 point. They say inflation is easing. I don't believe that. They can say what they want about 7% to 8% inflation. We're really at about 18% inflation. If you throw in food and fuel sector of the economy, those things were taken out of the equation a few years back, and so we're really probably at about 18 to 19% of inflation right now. Fuel is coming down a little bit, but it's not where it was when the previous administration was in. So yeah, it did come down, but I'm not giving him the credit for it. He's the one who got us there to begin with. I did notice something at Walmart yesterday when we was doing some shopping. I buy these little great value, they're kind of like snack jerkies, you may call them. They're real small, probably about 4 inches long. And I used to pay $2.58 for a box of them. And for the last month, I've been paying $3.13. Well, the price on the shelf still said $2.58. They have not changed that yet. But their app says $3.13 per box. So I said, the guy told me, he says, go up there and tell them about it. They'll probably give you the $2.58 price. So I did. And she backed off the price. She said, if it's on the shelf at that price, we got to give it to you at that price. But you got to go complain first. On your left. So as I say, the squeaky wheel gets the oil, but you have to take it up service desk and address it. Because from what I understand, they have to give it to you on the shelf price. But if you don't say anything to them, they're not going to just give it to you. So shame on Walmart for not changing their prices on all the shelves. And I think the reason they don't, because they keep raising these prices, and they'd be forever putting new stickers on the shelves. I kind of think that's what that's about. But anyway, I wanted to share that with you. Make sure wherever you go, you check the price on their app or whatever before you purchase it, because you may be paying a lot more than you normally should be. On your left. Got a couple walkers out today. Very comfortable day to ride though. Very little wind. A little bit out of the southeast, looks like. I didn't get out yesterday at all. Had some appointments I had to go run, so I decided, well, if it's going to rain, I'm going to be ready for it. And I am. I highly encourage people, if they're going to get out and ride, make sure you carry a rain jacket with you, because there's going to be a good possibility you're going to be needing it sometime during your rides. Quite a bit of traffic out today. Of course, it's getting towards Christmas and everybody's out. I took a ride downtown. You guys can watch that video. I took some food down there. Of course, I don't have a blessing box I can fill down there. City of Dayton won't get back with me, so I can go through all the zoning issues so I can build a box for down there. There's a lot of food insecurity downtown Dayton, just like there is in any other major city. But they're too busy promoting everything else except what they need. That's normal. We'll go bump it up pedal assist 3. Going up this little hill here, but it'll climb it pretty easily. I'm using a little bit of the throttle, but not much. Yeah, I'm going to have several upcoming videos on the bikes. We'll be talking live, and you can comment down in the comment section things that you're seeing out there. As far as food prices, what you're paying for gas right now. I would like to hear that and see that. And then of course share and like my videos and subscribe to my channel. And I really appreciate all you subscribers. I mean, I hit about 994 right now on the subscribers, and you need 1,000. So I want to thank you for all the people that subscribe to my channel. And always let me know if the content is getting boring for you. I mean, there's only so much I can talk about riding an e-bike, but the purpose of my channel is to help other seniors ride e-bikes and people with disabilities. That's the purpose of this channel. I have been in contact with some bike manufacturers. I got an email back from one. They want know a little bit more about my channel, so I give them a link to that. And I pointed out I got one video on this bike. It's got 102,000 views. How that happened, I'll never know. It's all about the algorithms, they say. They pick up on something they like in the content, and they'll spread it all across the channel. So I was happy to see that. But any manufacturers send me e-bikes, I ain't gonna just review them and sell them. I'm gonna keep them. And there's a good chance I would probably give them away to somebody. I may do a live stream one time, and if I get extra bikes, there's a good chance I'm gonna be giving them away. Or any apparel or equipment they want to send me, or merchandise, I will be giving that away also on the channel. So we'll do that doing a live feed, but I've got to wait till my channel gets a little bigger before we do that. So kind of keep in tune for watching for that. I will give you plenty of notice when the live stream is. I know a lot of these e-bike channels that are partnering with these companies, these guys are 20 and 30 years old. They do a review on the bike, and that's the last you ever see of it. They sell the bikes. I'm not going to do that on my bikes. If I get several bikes, I'm going to be giving a couple of them away. I had a poor lady commented yesterday that she really wants an e-bike, but she's living under $1,000 fixed income, and she's barely able to pay her bills, and she wondered what one of these bikes costs. And I said, well, this one's going to be a little more pricier, but the e-bikes start at about $750 to $800. You can get a decent e-bike. So I helped her where maybe she can save and get herself an e-bike. But it's just absolutely great exercise getting out like this. Again, as I mentioned earlier, I can burn 1,000 to 1,500 calories on a 30-mile ride pretty easily. So a lot of people say you're not exercising when you're riding an e-bike and you're cheating. You're not. Wait till they get to be in their 60s and 70s and 80s and tell me how much they can still pedal their regular bike. If they can, good for them. My hats are off to those people. But that's less than probably 5% of the public can do that. Keep yourself in a lot of good shape over the years. I'm thinking you could do that. Your knees don't go bad, or your hips, or... But that's where an e-bike comes in. It's so much easier to ride. Seen a few walkers today, but I have not seen any bikers yet. I guess I'm the only one crazy one out today. We're getting ready to come up on our food blessing box up here. People that have followed my channel, you probably know about on the trail where this is at. But last time I come through here, it was pretty empty again. So hopefully some people have filled this box back up. So we'll see what we got. Looks pretty empty again. Get off my bike here. Let's see what we got. Well, we've got, this is pretty empty, but we got some fruit roll-ups here. I put those 2-piece coffee for Keurigs up there, and nobody's taken them yet, but everything else is gone. So I'm glad I came today when I did, so I can put a little more food back in here. Not going to be putting a whole lot, but a little bit. Okay, today we're going to be putting a can of pinto beans in here. My wife gets them for me when I'm out to Walmart so I can give them away. I'm putting a pound of rice in here today. Some ramen noodles. If I can pick it up here. And a little breakfast bar we're going to put in here. So as you see, there's not much in here today. People have emptied it pretty good. So this is why I'm so passionate about this. I can't stand food insecurity. I've been there. I know what that feels like. So I give back where I can. It's very important that people get involved in ministries like this, unless they're already involved, like a church function or whatever. This is a good idea, where people are not embarrassed to come and get the food at a place like this, because they can pull up in a parking lot like this, and they can just walk over here and get the food. So most people are embarrassed to go to a food bank or whatever, and you really don't want this in any other place on the trail, because you got to have it by a parking lot where somebody can stop and just easily walk across the bike trail and pick up the food. So again, this is part of my bike ministry. We're going to get back on the beast here, and we're going to go a little farther. I'm going to try to get in maybe 20 miles today. I think I can get that in. Rain holds up here a little bit, and it don't start pouring down, we'll be okay. So anyway, we're gonna get back on the trail. Let's give it a go. Got a guy walking his bike up here. I don't know if he may need some help or not. I'm gonna stop and ask him. Need any help at all? I say, you need any help? You okay? Good. I always drop the stop to see if I can help people that maybe have a flat tire and they're walking their bike, or whatever I can do to help them. But he was okay, he was just walking. Just past our 5-mile marker, as you heard on my watch. My bike's saying 5.1 miles, so it's pretty close. So before too long, we're going to start getting snow here in southwest Ohio, and I really can't wait to ride this fat tire bike out in the snow. From what I understand, it'll climb through snow pretty good. So I'm going to put it through its paces once it gets some snow on the ground. I'll be taking video on that for sure, show you guys. I mean, I'm not sure how fast I'll go when it's a lot of snow on the ground. Fast as I can go, I guess, before I fall. But I may have my knee pads and my elbow pads on when I do that range test. I mean, I'm 71 years old. I'm very healthy, but I gotta take care of myself and be smart. Might see a deer today. Sometimes right through here I'll see a deer. Yeah, I always put the description of everything down in the all my items that I purchase in addition to the bike, and I also put it in the description box of the things that come standard with the bike. But I'll put all that down in the description box for you. Cyrusher manufacturing websites, you can go there. But the bikes are coming down quite a bit. This bike, I think, retailed new at a $25.99, probably a little less than a year ago. I think it come out. And they come down and they come down, and I finally purchased the bike at $21.99 plus tax. And I thought that was a good price. And now I see the bike is going for $19.99 plus tax, US dollars. Not sure what that is in euros. It's kind of weird over in Europe, somewhere over there. You cannot purchase this bike with a half throttle installed on the bike. You have to, they send a throttle with it, but you have to put that throttle on in addition to the bike. You got to put it on the handlebars. I don't understand why. And I know there's speed restriction limit of those bikes. I think you're only allowed to go 15 miles an hour when you're over there. And I'm not sure you can have a 750 watt hub motor like I have on this one either. I think 500 watt hub motor is the biggest you can get for over there. Somebody that lives in Europe and over in Netherlands, Belgium, some of those other countries, please comment in the bottom here what's allowed over there so other folks know. That's what this channel is all about, is sharing information. The rain finally let up just a little bit, I think. Not quite as misty as it was. Yeah, I'll probably go up to the 10-mile marker, which is the bridge over the river, and I'll turn around and come back. That'll give me 20 miles in for the day. Yeah, if there's certain things you guys want me to do videos on, I will. Rather be about life and other things. I'll be happy to talk about that stuff if somebody wants to hear it. I do talk about my religion a little bit. A lot of people don't like that. I get negative comments all the time. I shouldn't be talking about religion. I should be talking about the bike. I defend my Lord Jesus Christ. With him, all this is possible. I wouldn't be who I am or have what I have today if it wasn't for him. He gets the glory. On your left. Seeing several walkers out here today. But I am a Christian, I am a conservative. I had another lady come on the channel, said you should not have to defend who you are. And she's right, this is my channel. If you don't like it, unsubscribe. Go to another channel. But most people that visit these channels are kind of like who you are. I mean, it's like your friends. You usually choose your friends that are pretty much like you in your belief systems and who you are. But like I said, I'm coming right up on 1,000 subscribers, so there are a few people out there like my videos. And I try to keep fresh content up there every day or every other day anyway. I'm putting something up. So you guys can hit that bell down there and give you a notification when my videos are coming up. I try to be as fair as I can on the channel. I'm absolutely willing to listen to anybody else's opinion or comment. I mean, it doesn't matter if they're Democrats or liberals. I can listen to your conversation. I'd like to see your point of view as well. But when you start getting nasty on my channel and call me a hypocrite and a liar and all that, I'm going to delete your comment and I'm going to delete you too. That's one thing I don't like being called as a liar. One guy told me that I was lying about e-bike batteries, that they don't degrade when you're riding them. He didn't do his research, obviously. He told me he had a drill that he had up in Chicago, and he put a fresh battery in it in November and come back in March or April, started the drill back up, and it was fully charged. Well, I said, well, go figure, it's a drill. You're not using it. So he said I was lying to people about battery degradation and all that on an e-bike. But anybody owns one, they know these batteries will degrade, especially in colder weather. And that's why I carry an additional battery with me for that reason. If it's really, really, really cold out, down around 0, I might have to change the battery out after 10 or 15 miles. I don't know. We're going to find out. But I carry an extra battery for that reason. I'm not carrying my cell phone in my holder today. I didn't want it to get really wet, so I keep it in my pocket today. And you know, you need to keep these batteries, if you got an external battery that actually goes on the cradle of a down tube or something on your bike, you might want to invest for some e-bike covers that go over them batteries. Not only they help them keep a little warmer, they'll keep the rain off of them. I don't think I put that in the description box. I'm gonna have to look that up and figure out where I got those, and I will link that also on this video. Now this one, it doesn't matter because the battery sits inside the down tube. So the battery is completely covered and protected on this bike. Now my other e-bike, the battery sits on the cradle as an external battery, so I have to try to keep it covered up, especially when it's raining. It's not good to get moisture down in those contact points. As we mentioned, your batteries need to come in every day. If you're in Southwest Ohio right now, or any colder region, you need to start bringing your batteries in at nighttime, or bring your bike in with the battery on it. You don't want them batteries getting really cold. It's not real good for them, actually. So as I mentioned earlier, when I did my battery degradation, I might try to go through up here. Let's see if they've got the bike trail opened up. If not, I'll have to come back and do this detour, so we'll see. Well, they got the barricade separated a little bit. It's like could have been some bikers did that to go through. Got to be careful up here though. They just now finished this part of the road up here, so it's looking better than what it was. Okay, looks like we're going to be able to get across. I don't know how I'm going to avoid the barricade up there, but I'm going to try. Yeah, it looks like it's wide enough to go around here. There we go. That saved my detour. I'm sure they still don't want people going through there, but people are going through there anyway. As you'll notice on some of these stop signs, I don't stop at them. If there's not any traffic, and to be honest with you, by law, you're supposed to stop at these stop signs. Somebody got on me about that one too. That I'm giving bikers a bad name when I'm not stopping. But I guarantee you, those people are making them comments, they go through these stop signs too. But if there's nobody coming, I'm not going to go to a complete stop. I will slow down at these crossings for sure. As you can see, there's cars going through there. But I'm not going to come to a complete stop if I don't have to. Yeah, I do have a guy coming up here in a truck. We'll wait on him. I think hopefully the rain finally quit. Still pretty gloomy out here. We haven't seen the sun in a good while. I noticed I watched some videos from people down in Tennessee, and it's been raining quite a bit down there too. So we're kind of in the same geographical region as far as Tennessee up to Ohio. We're going to get a lot of the same rain. They don't get as cold down there as we get up here, obviously, but they occasionally get snow down there, that's for sure. That's one of those stop signs that most of the time you got to stop. There's somebody usually coming through there. But I was okay today. We're going to go about another mile up the trail here. That'll be my halfway point. That'll be my 10-mile marker, and that's all we're going to go today. Then we'll turn around and come back, and that'll be 20 miles. So that's a good ride for the day. But yeah, if you guys got any comments about the video, about the bike, I'll try to help you out. I'll put a lot down in the description box about the bike. Yeah, it's still raining a little bit here, so on your left. I thought it stopped raining. Well, I must be riding right into it because rain's picking up a little bit in intensity here. But I'm ready for it. Shows I'm down to about 68% of my battery, which is about right. I've come almost 10 miles. So that's about 32% of my battery. Good afternoon. Yeah, it's been kind of gloomy and rainy for about a week now around here. We need the rain though. I don't complain when we get it. And I'm also a prepper by nature, so one of these days I'll go a little bit over that as I'm riding my bike, what I do as far as prepping. Yeah, my watch just said we hit the 10-mile marker. My bike's 10.4, so that's really close. Just going to go up to the bridge up here and we'll turn around. Might get off my bike for a minute and get a couple sips of coffee that I carry with me. I'm a heavy coffee drinker. I probably drink 5 to 6 cups a day, maybe 7. I guess I did that a lot when I was in the military. I was in the Navy and we drank an awful lot of coffee. That's when I really started drinking coffee. I was in the Navy back in the Vietnam era. Didn't have to go to Vietnam. I was stationed in Norfolk, Virginia. So we did a lot of, I was on an oiler and I also was on a repair ship. So we did a lot of sea duty up and down the East Coast, down into Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. Did a lot of training down there, and this bike, this bridge is slippery. I think I'm gonna get back over here on concrete a little bit. I should know that was gonna be slippery. It's wood. But anyway, when I come out of the Navy, 1970 or 71, I believe, somewhere around there, and I got married finally. I was engaged at the time, and we got married in May of 1972, and so we've got 50 years of marriage now. She's been my soulmate, obviously. Now you can see the rain down here hitting the river, so get a little bit of sprinkling going on here, but I'm dressed for it. And as I mentioned, that's about time I was really poor. Had a couple kids in 73 and 75, and we weren't ready for kids. In and out of jobs. Jobs are hard to find back then. So we were struggling quite a bit, and so I've been on food stamps. I know what that's about. So that's why I'm so passionate about this food insecurity. I always said if I can ever get to where I can afford to help others, I will. And so I was in and out of jobs for a number of years, get laid off, whatever, never calls back. Then I started in the pest control industry one day. 1981, I remember. It was January, February, and my wife said, well, let's go through the phone book and let's see what you've only done a couple things that you really stuck at and got. That was pest control and insulation. So I did both of those jobs for a while. So we went to the A's, and first company popped up in the phone book. Back then you had big, large phone books. You didn't have the internet, of course. So back then I opened it up to a company, and I went down and interviewed with them, and I had about a summer's experience with a national company back in the 70s, so I had a little experience. But anyway, this company was hiring route technicians, so I got hired the same day that I got interviewed back then. Back then, you didn't have drug tests or nothing. I wasn't worried about that anyway. So that was the start of my career in 1981, and I worked there to about 1990, 1991. Waste Management came in and thought they wanted to get into the bug business. So they're trash people. So they bought my company at that time, and I got promoted to a sales manager at the point. My boss lost his job, and I didn't know it till years later that I took his job. I felt kind of bad about that, but they sent me to Livonia, Michigan to pick up my company car, brand new car. Had a cell phone, you know, with the antennas on the back of on the window. I had one of those. And they said, you no longer do pest control, you're going to sell. I guess I scored extremely high on one of their psychological profile in marketing and sales, and I did very well. So they said, we want you not selling residential business, we want you entertaining commercial clients. Here's your American Express card. We don't care what it costs. You take them to dinner. You do what you got to do. We need commercial business. Well, I did that for about a year. And then a national company, and I'll mention name, Terminex. I'd worked for Orkin in the 70s. Terminex came in and bought that company a year later. So all my salaries doubled and my benefits tripled after the first acquisition. So Terminex actually had to keep that part of the agreement with Waste Management that nobody would lose their pay or anything. So then I sold there for a number of years, and up to about 2003. And then I had 40 years of fun, but it became a company, and this is all national companies. They want to just sell outside the box and go to a next door neighbor and tell them that they better get treated for termites because their next door neighbor got treated, and you know the whole thing, which was kind of selling in the gray area. So I couldn't do that as a Christian. So I asked God to close that door. And lo and behold, a year later, I had back surgery. Minor back surgery, I call it. Never had a problem since. But when I went back to work, the same day after I come from short-term disability, they terminated my employment the same day. They said I wasn't crossing my T's or dotting my I's on contracts. You know, they can do anything to terminate your employment. They don't need a reason. I was 52 years old at the time. So I remember calling my wife on my way home from the termination, and I said, honey, I just got exterminated from Terminex. And I thought I was kind of laughing about it. She goes, I didn't think it was very funny. So 6 months later, I started my own pest control business called Dayton Pest Control here in the Dayton, Ohio area. And I worked another 17, 18 years running my own company, and I had a couple people working for me, my sons off and on. And then I had another employee work for me for about a year. And then I finally decided it was time to retire, and I was 70 years old at the time. So I called my son and I said, are you ready to take the company over? And he was. So I sold the company to him, and I get a nice monthly income from that, but eventually that'll come to an end too. But anyway, that's my work history, and I have to say I never had a day of work. I absolutely had 40 years of fun. How many people can say that? So if you get a job that you really enjoy doing, stay at it. But since I retired, I've seen a couple of these e-bikes on some video channels, and I said, I'm gonna get me one of those. So I picked up my first one for $750 on Facebook Marketplace, and that's my 26-inch bike, what I still ride today. And then I found this Cyrusher Kommoda. I found this one about a year later. My other bike, I put 2,600 miles on it. This bike, I've got about 1,253, closer to 1,300, because that odometer is not correct. Every time you change batteries, it'll reset your trip mileage. So as you can see, I've done 10.8 miles right now. So I'm about 1,300 miles on this bike, and I have not had a bit of problem. I've had zero concern, zero problems with this bike. Of course, I did add the bag. I added the mirrors and the phone holder and the cup holder, and I'll put that all down in the description box for you. So anyway, if you got any questions on that, let me know. But I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video right now, unless something comes up interesting on the trail, like a deer comes across. I might turn it back on, but I will see you. I'm sorry, like and share my video. Hit that notification bell. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you on the next video.